As you know, we're trying to launch a store, basically do it in public so people can see what we're doing. I've decided to make a store called carcare101.com, which will basically sell parts that can be replaced by consumers in their own vehicles. So things like windshield wipers, air filters, headlight bulbs, things that you can replace with like a screwdriver in 5 minutes or something. I'm planning to source them initially just from Amazon or eBay. Just put listings up that have the parts, and then I'll source them and just drop ship them from Amazon or eBay. And then if we get enough traction, we'll figure out how to do wholesale. Probably don't even know if we drop ship them because they're so small and inexpensive. Maybe buy some and sell them. So initially, it will just focus on a few makes and models that I literally can go in my garage and take a picture of and make a video of. So we'll do some like instructional videos. The idea is to rank well for organic terms like 2012 Honda Odyssey replacement headlight or something like that. And then we will have a page specifically for that. It'll have a page of instructions on it, including probably a video, probably a YouTube video of it, and then ideally show like three different products that are like good, better, and best versions of the products that they can buy.
Yeah, I got it. So, and do you have like any idea where you're gonna get all this product information, like product titles, description, fitments, and etc.? Are you going to use like any catalog provider or
No, I mean, since it's only going to be a fixed number of vehicles and a fixed number of products right now, I'm just going to manually create them. So part of what I'm going to show is like manually creating things, and then I hope if we pull in some automations later, we'll show how you can do the same thing with an automation. But I want to walk through the manual process first.
just one by one, or with bulk uploading through the CSV files?
Well, I'll probably do them one by one to start. Like I'm trying to, again, make some instructional videos on how to do this. So I'll probably start with like just clicking the buttons on the page, uploading the products individually, and then probably do a spreadsheet version of that where we add like another car or another product line all with spreadsheets. And then maybe further on down the line, we'll figure out if we need to do a distributor integration with like a Turn 14 or something.
And based on this description, it looks like some of them will be universal products and some of them are vehicle specifics. Vehicle specific.
Yeah, probably some of each. So I was thinking, the domain is broad enough to cover things just like, car wax kits and just like car wash stuff, like general things. But obviously I want to show the flexibility of make, model, year search that we can provide too. So if you can say I've got this particular car, we did that.
Yeah, well, like in this case, that would make sense to have fitments because obviously if they are all universal, the make, model, year doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So that has to be some kind of vehicle specific products.
Yeah.
To assign fitments, to assign vehicles to these products, which is actually eventually called fitments.
Yeah, and I've got, let me see if I can find my Miro board that I kind of put some of this in. But yeah, I do want to make sure we have like a page specifically for each vehicle. I believe we can do that with Xcart, have a vehicle page that lists the products specific to that.
Yeah, like every vehicle will have its own landing page. So basically, yes, with listing all the products inside that. But I'm like at the same time, these products should be associated with this vehicle. Otherwise, I mean, like the product list for all the vehicles will be the same if they are sold.
Yeah, the way that most things work right now is they do like ranges, and I want to make sure I have a page for every specific year. So that's a little bit different than, it'll be a lot of pages with similar content, but I think that'll be okay. I'm trying to find, I had a Miro document here that had what I was trying to create on it, but I've got so many tabs, I'm trying to find it. There. So anyway, the idea was to have like a home page, and then the home page would have links to the vehicles. The vehicle pages would have sections on it that link to, here's one for headlights, here's one for windshield wipers, here's one for cabin air filters, one for engine air filters. And then when you go to each one of those specific pages, it would list the instructions for installing it, the recommendations as far as like, manufacturer recommends you replace the air filter every 3 months or whatever. And then products, the top, good, better, best type of products on that page as well.
So it's basically more like an example for a manufacturer's website rather than like those who actually drop shipping probably, or retailers.
Yeah, but I don't think a manufacturer sells windshield wipers, and maybe they do, but It
They
could be
do.
either way. So
But yeah, and like anyway, you can get the
yeah,
ball rolling on that.
the high level point of the site would be kind of like an educational consumer facing site where they can get both education on how to replace it as well as buy the product.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, so I'm like, let me share my screen and we'll begin step by step.
okay,
So basically, you will need me to create the store for you in this case, so that you can like start working on that. And like there are several template skins we have available. So I'm like, it's up to you which one to go with. Basically, they differ like with color scheme, and pre-filled with different kind of catalog, like demo catalog. So basically, you can start with any you want. Like we have for wheels and tires, but it doesn't mean it has to be used with wheels and tires. It's just pre-filled with the sample data
okay,
for wheels and tires. We have manufacturer and performance one. So it's like this one, and this one goes actually every template goes with customer gallery and find your dealer, but it's you can just disable these features if you don't need them.
mm-hmm.
So basically we can just start with this one as an example,
Okay.
but just for you
Yeah, and we can
notice
change the
that,
content of like the boxes that appear down there, right? We could either put static content there or other things that are.
yeah, I'm like, it's just pre-filled with the sample data with their own banners, but obviously you can give it some personal touch with your own logo. You can build the menus right here, the
Yeah.
catalog options, make model year. You can easily upload banners through the admin panel. So it's pretty much like easy and straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes with the catalog, pre-built catalog tree, but you can obviously just
Yeah, I'd probably have
create
a
your
very,
own.
very simple catalog tree. So it'll probably only be 5 products to start with or something. So,
So this one, I'm like, this template, it has a category tree where you have root categories as tabs, and below these tabs you have subcategories. But you can change that to product icons or category icons like this on the homepage. So it's up to you. If you have several subcategories, in this case, that would make sense to use tabs. Otherwise, you can just use category as images on your homepage.
okay.
But basically, like, yeah, in the footer of the website, you can easily change that as well. And I'm like, since we have the customers will be able to find by make model year, but obviously they can go just by MPN number, manufacturer part number, or SKU number, keyword, any keyword or product title,
Yeah.
and we call search as you type basically. So the results will be changing what they type in.
Yeah, I mean, our hope is to get a lot of the pages indexed on Google, so we'd want to make sure we have explicit links to them on the homepage to all the deeper pages like the vehicle pages. So
Yeah, every page will have its own unique, clean URL, so that's totally feasible. And I'm like, as I mentioned, the vehicle can be assigned to the product, which is called fitments, and in this case, that's how customers will be able to find products by make model year. So they type in something like this, Audi A3. We can change the sorting to descending if we want to. And we can add that to My Garage right away. So next time the customer will go to a website, they don't necessarily have to like select it again and again. They can just pick one from the My Garage and find the products for this particular vehicle. So that's why like it makes sense to create vehicle specific products just to show vehicle specific ones on the category page. So every vehicle in this case will have their own URL and landing page. So that's how we can actually use these landing pages for
okay.
Google campaigns and stuff like that.
And then can I customize the content on this page up at the top of it too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like every vehicle, the last level of the vehicle, and actually every level, they have their own page in Xcard, and it can be changed in the admin panel as well.
Okay.
So I'm like, they can upload the description, the banner, whatever. So it can be changed. as far as information about the vehicle goes. And then I'm like, they will be able just to filter it out and find the product they're looking for. And right there, I'm like, they will see if actually it fits the vehicle, or it might be universal fit. So that's how they find out if it's vehicle specific or universal. And some of the vehicle specific fits, they might have notes. I'm like, it might be useful for your website as well. I'm like, it's normally intrinsic to the products that actually might fit the same vehicle, but depending on the material, for example, brakes, some brake pads, they might fit only particular brakes, for example, ceramic brakes. In this case, even after you select the make, model, year, in this case, it makes sense to show that this particular item fits only ceramic brakes. That's what you can do with notes, actually. And unless you select the make, model, year, you will not see these notes. They are visible only when you make the make, model, year search, something like this. So I'm like, yeah, that's just a general overview of the customer front end. So I'm like, and unless you have any questions about that, I will not dive deep into the like checkout process, because it's pretty much straightforward. You add items into the shopping cart, you select the payment option, shipping option, and place the order. So that's pretty much like obvious.
And when you're creating products, how do you do the fitment data? Do you have to, if I'm creating them manually via like adding them in the admin portal, do I have to like a drop down that says like, here's all the different makes and models and years that it fits?
Yeah, I'm like, let me show you. So first of all, the first thing you should do in your store is to define the number of levels. We support from 2 to 4 levels. And usually, unlike our customers, they keep it as A's, 4 levels, make, model, year, submodel. Sometimes they change it to year, make, model, submodel. And as I mentioned, we can change the sorting option from ascending to descending to show the recent years at the top of the selection box. So yeah, I'm like, but still, if you want, you can change that to trim, engine, or even custom name for the 4th level, for example. When it's all done, I'm like, that's important to add vehicles first, because you will need to assign them to the product. And there are several ways of doing that. You can do that either manually. Most likely will not do that manually because it's mundane and time consuming, but still it's possible. You can create the new make, go inside the model, then year, submodel, and etc. Or you can upload product vehicles through the CSV file, which is the text file with 4 columns, make, model, year, submodel. Or we can just upload the whole database of vehicles from the AutoCare database. So that will be on us.
Okay.
And I'm like, if you focus on particular vehicles only, you might be interested in hiding some of the makes from the select box. In this case, you can just disable them like this.
Yeah, I think I would, just for the purposes of showcasing everything, and I'm trying to start with very little, so I would probably just add them manually to start with. So
but yeah, I'm like, in this case, we'll have to add all the years for all the submodels and for all the like makes, model, year, submodel. So there's whole range. For example, if we go with this.
Yeah, but I can probably do that. Do it manually for the first few, and then do some of them with the spreadsheet. I think I can get them all.
Yeah, in this case, you can create the new make, then go inside the model. You create the model, then inside the year. For every model, you'll have to go for the years, you add years, and then for every year, you add submodels. So that's the manual process. And then you assign products, again, either manually, or you can do that through the CSV files or from the product page.
Okay, yeah, I think I would do it from the product page. Well, some of the products like windshield wipers are going to fit lots of different things, so I'll figure
I'm like,
so.
it would probably make sense to create a couple manually and the rest through the CSV files, because I'm like, it's much more time efficient.
Okay.
In this case, before you add products, it would make sense to create categories first. So I'm like, you have sample catalog from the, when we install Xcart for you, if you want to drop that, you can do that from the remove data before you start adding your categories or products. It can be done right here. So you can drop all the demo products before you start adding your own.
Got it.
And then I'm like, if you want to keep the category tree, you can do that. Just do not delete the category from here. And in this case, I'm like, you can either use X-card taxonomy or category tree, or you can like change that or build on top of that. You can create any number of root categories, and then you can go inside. And like right there, you'll see all the information about the categories, like titles, description, images, thumbnails, and etc. And meta information section where you can auto-generate or custom. And like that's actually how you can grow that organically using SEO tools. And you can create any number of categories with any number of nesting levels, but it would make sense like probably up to 3 nesting levels for every root category. Otherwise, that might be cumbersome for the customers.
Yeah, I was thinking I just have 5 categories, but I might do a top levels like interior and exterior like you have here, and then subcategories in there. Maybe that makes sense.
In this case, you can just use these ones. If you want to disable some of them, again, that can be easily done from the admin panel of X-card.
Okay.
So when you build the category tree, it's time to add products. And again, there are several ways of doing that for the integrations. I'm like, we will skip that for now. Manually, one by one, and for the CSV files. If you want to do that manually, you can just create the new product button and create the product step by step. And that's approximately how it looks like. So let's open any demo product right here. And you'll have all these fields about the products, like product names, SKU number, manufacturer, part number, image gallery, the category it belongs to, and brand descriptions, and etc. I'm like, there are lots of fields.
That's everything that just goes on the product detail page, basically. So
yeah, it's on the same on this first page, and you can set the cost price, like market price, core charge if you have any parts with the core charge, and like just dimensions and SEO information as well. Again, that will be auto-generated if you just skip it. Otherwise, you can redefine that.
Okay. Like how does it auto-generate it? It just uses a combination of fields above, probably, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like the meta description is based on the product description. Meta keywords are not generated automatically, so you'll need to set them up. The product page title is based on the product title, and the clean URL is also built automatically based on the product name. But you can redefine that right here. So you can set any clean URL for your products.
Okay.
After that, you can add attributes, and that's some additional options for the products like color, size, whatever. They can be price modifiers as well. So let's say if you add that something like, I don't know, size of the bags, something like that. So it can be either S, M, and L, large, medium, and small. And it can be price modifier. So this one might be like plus $10.
Got it.
This one will be plus 20, for example. And the same like you can do with any other options. The attributes, they might be product specific or might be global. So if you do that product specific, you will have to assign them one by one to every product. Otherwise, you can just create the global attribute and it will be automatically assigned to all the products. That will be much easier if you have use something common across all the products.
Okay. I don't know. Like I'm thinking things like, well, those are things where you would buy one product and have variations of the product, or like you'd have.
Not exactly. That's options. Using variations, it's actually when you use separate products with separate SKU numbers. For the attributes, that's like, for example, finish color or something like that.
Okay.
When it's not actually the different SKU number, but it's still the same item, but with different options.
Same SKU.
With the variations, with variations, you can actually, if you have several SKUs of the same product family, I would say like wheels, when you have several wheels, but different size, different offset, but they are actually the same product family. So you can unite them all under variations, actually. In this case, you can create the product class with some kind of attribute which will be used for uniting all these products under one family. And then they will be just shown up as one product on the product list. But if you go inside and select the option, all the information about the product will be changed along with the SKU number, description, and etc. So basically, essentially, it will be one product from the customer point of view on the customer front end. But if you change the option, it will be different, like description and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm trying to think of any products I would have. I would think like maybe bulbs. We would have like some LED bulbs and some halogen bulbs or something like that. But that sounds like two different products with different
Yeah.
SKUs, not variations. So that'd be two distinct products.
But still, if they have like if they are pretty much similar but have like one difference, one attribute which differ between each product. In this case, you can actually unite these two products into one family using variations.
Okay.
That would make sense. For example, with wheels, as I mentioned. So I'm like, it depends. It's possible to unite them, but it's only it would only make sense if it's pretty much the same product.
How would you do something like a 2-pack if I wanted to do headlights that you could buy individually or in a pair of headlights? Is that two different products, or is there some way to say the quantity is two of the same thing?
You can either create the two products, or you can, I mean, like there is no way to specify that it's only can be sold in packs, like with minimum of two for every particular product. So in this case, you will either have to create a separate product for that, or create the bundle where you not necessarily have to like combine two headlights, but you can, I don't know, with brakes and disc pads.
Okay, so you can do bundles though. I could do like a windshield wipers front and rear or something like that. What would have a bundle of all the windshield wipers or something?
Yeah. In this case, you can it will be actually two separate products, front wipers and back wipers, and you can create the bundle that will unite that into one pack. And actually, when it's purchased, every individual item inventory will be deducted from stock.
Okay.
So you can create bundles.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's the other thing. So I imagine you could use bundles to do a 2-pack of headlights or something like that then. So
yeah, so that's where you can track the inventory. So every time the customer purchased the item, it will be deducted. When the order is placed and paid, successfully paid, it will be automatically deducted from stock. And that's where you can control that.
Okay.
You can add related products, reviews, and fitments. That's like essential part of the automotive website. That's actually how your products will find products by. That's how your customers will find products by make, model, year combination. Okay. So there are like basically two types of products: regular product and vehicle specific. Regular/universal, because it's pretty much the same, but regular is like accessories, T-shirt, something like that. Universal, it actually when it fits all the vehicles, and vehicle specific when it fits specific vehicles.
Okay.
You can assign that manually from this page, or you can do that through the CSV files in bulk. If you do that manually, you just need to select the make, model, year combination right there, and assign, like you can specify the range. So you do not necessarily have to go for all individual years. You can just specify the year, range, the submodel, and add that to product.
Okay.
So from now on, we have all the years associated.
So that added 4 separate rows, but that one for each year. Got it.
Yeah, and you can leave notes if you need any note associated with the particular fitment.
That's what showed up on their search page and on your product page, I saw.
Yeah, if you sell products by price tiers, for example, you would like to offer different price tiers for different membership levels, you can do that on this page. First of all, you should create the membership, then you assign the membership to the customer, and then associate different member tiers with the product. For example, the basic price is $179, but for your friends, for example, you can offer that for $150 or whatever.
I see. Can you put like minus 10% there, or does it have to be a number?
Actually, you can just
so you can say my friends or whatever get 10% off, or you can say it's a fixed price. Got it.
and you can create any number of memberships and price tiers.
That's actually an idea that might be interesting, is to do like a subscriber price or something if you're a subscriber or something like that. So
first 10 customers to promote your website, like get 20%, and then like 10% for your subscribers, something like that.
that's cool. Okay. I hadn't thought about that. We're not going to try that to start with, but it's good to know we can do that.
So basically, if you sell several brands, you can create brands and then associate that with products. And before you start selling, obviously, you will need to give it some personal touch with logo, menus. There are some content management capabilities in Xcart. You can create your own menus, stuff like that, like content pages about us, any landing page of your choice, actually, like promotions, about us, terms and conditions, shipping, and etc. Shipping policy. You can build the primary menu. That's something you can see right here with submenus. So you can custom build it. The same with the footer menu, which is at the bottom of the page.
Okay.
And yeah, and like that's pretty much it. With banners, you can create the banners on the home page or any category page, static page. And there are several ways of doing that. So you can actually go with simple image banners. You specify where this banner will be located on your homepage or any other page, like which categories it will be displayed on, or just static pages or just the homepage. And then you can either just upload the image for the banner, or if you know like HTML, you can easily generate the HTML banner.
Okay.
Or you can just leverage any AI tool like Gemini or ChatGPT that can actually create the HTML snippet for you as well. Yeah, and like, and after that, all you have to do is just create set up the payment method. By default, we use Xcart payment, and we can offer like the best rates right here. But if you have any preferences, you can plug in any other payment gateway of your choice, like PayPal, Stripe, Authorize.net.
Yeah, and Xcart Payments, I believe, does Google Pay and Apple Pay, all that stuff. So
it does. You can easily plug in the Google Pay, Apple Pay. It has like anti-fraud measures, so you can rely on that completely.
Okay. That sounds good. Hey, one thing I just thought of, is there any option to do something like a subscription, so it's automatically sent every 6 months or every year or something like that?
Yes, you can create subscriptions as well. So like, for example, a membership, so you can have subscription products. You can set it up with Xcart payments as well. So it's included.
So if somebody said I wanted to get new windshield wipers every 6 months or something, I can create that and it will just create a new order for them 6 months, every 6 months.
In this case, you just create the windshield wipers and check the box that it's actually a subscription product. Okay. And when the customer like purchase this item, they will be signed up for this product, and every 6 months they will be charged the same amount of money. Okay. And you'll get the new order. So basically, you'll need to send it out to the customer.
So it creates a new order so that we fulfill it from that. Like it would just automatically create a new order for it. It would be fulfilled just like every other order, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
And does it send emails to them saying that we're gonna like in advance, like a few days in advance, saying your subscription is gonna create a new order in 3 days or something like that, or?
Yes, it actually has the notification that the customer, I think it's 7 days before we send this notification, so we will be charged in 7 days. Okay, perfect. That can be, if I'm not mistaken, that can be actually adjusted on the payment gateway side as well. Okay. So you can adjust this notification for like 7 days, 1 week, 3 days, whatever.
And I assume the user can log in and see that subscription and cancel it if they don't want.
Yes, they will see that under their profile, under the subscription tab.
Awesome.
After this payment gateway, you'll need to set up shipping options, and it depends on where you're going to ship it from. And like, if it's all sent from one location, you can actually plug in any online shipping carrier, like UPS, USPS, FedEx, or you can use manually defined shipping rates. And there are pretty much flexible. So you can like create the shipping rate based on the customer location, address zone. You can add handling fees, specify the delivery time, set multiple rules, and etc. So it's pretty much flexible.
Okay. I think we'll probably just do free shipping on everything for right now, but
Yeah, you
as
can,
far as I know,
for example,
yeah.
set it up after it can be like free shipping after some kind of threshold after if they go above $50 to $100.
Got it.
Yeah, and like it's possible to set it up.
Okay.
And the last thing is taxes. And again, there are several ways of doing that. You can either set it up one by one, state by state, if you know exactly how to collect sales tax from your customers. You can create the new tax zone and set it up per zone by specifying the tax rate, but you'll have to do that manually. Alternatively, you can just plug in any tax automation like Avalara or TaxJar, and they will take care of all the taxes for you. So it's like they will give you peace of mind, but they will charge you for their services. You'll need to go with the subscription with Avalara.
Okay.
But it's like plug and play way of integration taxes.
Yeah, I
So
think
it's up
to
to you.
start with, we don't have Nexus anywhere. It would just be probably just a flat rate Georgia tax or something for now. So
Yeah, I'm like it should be basically based on Nexus.
yeah.
Probably a couple of states. And I'm like, that's pretty much general overview. I'm just covering the basics. Like there are lots of other features available, like abandoned carts, Google feed generation, pushing products to eBay, Amazon, and etc. So if you have any questions, let me know. You just mentioned that you want to sell through eBay and Amazon, right?
I would sell. No, I'm actually just going to drop ship things from there for now. So I'm not. I'm not going to sell.
I see.
I'm not going to sell on Amazon or eBay right now. I don't think so. But I think you can do that with Xcart, but I'm not planning to for now.
Yeah, I mean, like you can create the listings in Xcart and then just push them to eBay and Amazon. It's two-way integration. So basically, you can push products and updates to Amazon and eBay. And when you have the order placed on Amazon and eBay, it goes back to Xcart. And under the orders page, you will see actually the order, and it will have like the label eBay, Amazon, or this one, which means it was placed using their smartphone device. And you will be able to go inside the product, see all the information about the customer who actually placed the order, the line items, and actually using this information, ship it like to the customer.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's and like there are lots of promotion options like discount coupons, pop-up windows that you can set up in different ways. You can push products to Facebook, Amazon for running campaigns with them as well. You can generate the product feed and submit it to Google Merchant Center.
Okay.
So it's pretty much easy as well. You can automate the generation and updates for the Google feed. The same way you can create site maps and submit them to Google. It will be automatically generated as well. So you need to generate it once, set up the cron task to generate site maps and submit it to Google.
Okay.
Yeah, like for Google Analytics, we also have plug and play way of integration where you just specify the merchant, the tracking ID number, and it's ready to go.
Okay. And then how about if I'm adding some like Google advertising or something to it? I can add pixels for tracking, for conversion tracking and stuff like that somewhere.
Yeah, Google Pixel is actually already integrated into the Xcart store. So you just need to install the Google add-on right here. So under there, it's already installed actually. Google Analytics, it has the Google Pixel as well in there. So you just need to set it up. And the same way you can actually easily integrate any other Google services using Google Tag.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's installed. Yeah, it's not installed. So we have to go to the external marketplace, and install Google Tag Manager. This way you can actually integrate any Google snippet into the store.
Okay. And then I'd probably ask you your account ID or whatever they need from Google side to put it in there. So I'm trying to think what else I have. I think that's all the questions I had. It sounds like it does everything I need. My main, like I said, my main hope is to get traffic organically with some of these specific landing pages and stuff. So we'll be spending a lot of time writing content for those, or using some AI to come up with some content for some of those, and then creating videos and stuff for them.
If we rely on organic traffic here, it would probably also make sense to install like WordPress next to Xcart. You can actually build it inside the Xcart framework. So you'll essentially write articles inside the WordPress using all the SEO tools it has, and etc. But the articles will be like essentially part of the Xcart. They will be shown up inside the Xcart/blog URL. So the customer will actually have the real feeling that they are still inside the Xcart website, but all the articles will be sourced from WordPress.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I probably want to set that up. I don't know that I do. I mean, you have the ability to create static pages in Xcart. It's just the editor's not as fancy and as everything as Xcart as WordPress.
I mean, like it doesn't have like this kind of not plug and play, but drag and drop cool stuff. But you can still create as many static pages as you want.
So you can do it. You can do it either as static pages here, or you can do it via the WordPress thing. It sounds like so.
Yeah, and like it's up to you, whatever you are used to.
Okay, well, I'm very used to WordPress, so I might try that and see.
Yeah, you can just plug in that into the Xcart, use /blog. But yeah, I'm like for such pages as about us, shipping terms, privacy and policy, and etc., it would make sense to use static pages in Xcart. If you write an article, that will make sense to use like WordPress, for example.
Okay.
I'm like, again, I'm like, if you have any kind of, if you want to promote items, but that's not probably applicable to windshield wipers, but still, you can create the customer gallery where you can upload products or custom builds and promote items, and they might be used as SEO landing pages as well. That might work good for organic traffic as well.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, it seems like it can do everything we need it to do. So I'm just eager to just get started on it and start playing with it to see, to start creating the 1 or 2 products in there and seeing how it works, and start creating some of these pages. So.
Yeah, and like we can deploy the store right away, and you can start working on that.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to get started on it and start putting it all together. So.
Yeah, I'm like, sounds good then. I will create this trial store, and I'll send all the information to you.
Okay, and I'm assuming you'll need like some DNS, or I'll need to set some DNS things or something for our domain officially point to it. So there's no website on our domain at all right now, so we'll just.
Yeah, we'll just need to specify the NS records and actually point it to our servers.
Okay.
So yeah, the hosting team will set it up for you, and I'll send you all the information.
Great, sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks, Rocky.